KURINJI Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
KURINJI Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, good evening to everyone. This video continuation of our locomotion and movement. At the time of the beginning of our chapter, locomotion and movement, in the highly advanced organisms, locomotion and movement is controlling by the two different systems. Up to previously I said about muscle, correct na? Muscle play an important role. Along with muscle, skeletal system also play an important role. So in this video I would like to explain about human skeletal system. How many bones are present in our body, and then in which place of our body, what are the names of that particular bone names, how many number of bones are presented in our body places, that and all we will get a clarity in this video. Let me start today video session. See the skeletal system. Here introduction time I already said. Here human being movement, it is a collaboration of the two different system, muscular system and then skeletal system. Just imagine it, in our body, if we are removing our total bones, skeletal system, muscle only is there. The muscle alone, it can able to show anything movement, it can't able to show. But if you are removing the total muscle, just only skeletal system only is there. If anything movement, if the skeletal system can able to show the movement, means after death also our body can able to show the movement. Correct only na? So here two important systems are collaborated to each other. They are performing our body movement and posture. Okay, posture means it is a pose, photo pose. Nothing but when you see in that Bharatanatyam and Kathakali, these dancing stages, the dancers will giving the something postures. That postures are everything is happened by the contraction and relaxation of the muscle along with the support of the bone. So that's why in the previously skeletal muscle, how it play an important role in the muscle movement, muscle contraction mechanism we see. Correct na? Not only skeletal muscle, our heart also, cardiac muscle also performing the something movement. So whatever it is, muscles wise completed. Then come to the skeletal system. The skeletal system of the person or body, it is act as a framework of the bone and few are cartilage. In our body, all bones are not in the ossified form. Not at any ossified. Ossified means a bone, strongest thing. Some of the bones are very smooth and elastic bones also is there. When you touch our nose and ears, it is elastic bones. Elastic bones. By that elastic bones, it can able to stretchable. Again, when you are removing the pressure on that bones, it will be gain their original position. That is such a type of bones we call as a few cartilage. Now this is a situation to recall structural organization time. I explained about cartilaginous bone, hyaline cartilage and elastic cartilage, fibrous cartilage. This we seen, correct na? That only here. Okay, so either bones or cartilages are play an important role in our skeletal system. So combinedly these bones and cartilages maintain the posture and movement of the body. That movement may be locomotion or only movement. You know differentiation of the movement and locomotion. Okay, if you take a healthy human being, a healthy human being, adult one, it containing the 206 bones. Okay, now you have the one basic doubt in some students. Okay, it is not a partitions any discrimination, simply I am raising the one topic belongs to Christian. According to the Christian Bible, what they said means women gender having the one more extra bone, like that they believe. But basically theoretically we have to believe the 206 bones in our body scientifically. Okay, so this is the should be remember 206 bones. Now these 206 bones in our body, in which place they are present, the bone names also we have to remember. In the NEET, this is a very important portion. Okay, these the matching based questions are from these topic skeletal onwards. Come to the point. Here the total bones are 206. All the bones basing on their arrangement we are categorized into the total skeletal system into the two categories, two groups. One is the axial skeleton, another one is the appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton means when you are draw the one imaginary line from the anterior posterior axis, that line want to go by the center point of the body. So which of the bones should be touch that bone, that line, imaginary line. Okay, anterior posterior line, axis. Such a skeletons we call as a axial skeleton, which are attached to the axial skeleton present in the lateral side, those we call as a appendicular skeleton. Okay, by we can simply find it. Appendicular skeleton is a contains with forelimbs and hind limbs. Our forelimbs and hind limbs are not at on imaginary line. You know now symmetry in the first lessons we seen. Symmetry, our body can able to produce the two equal parts, but except the heart. Okay, if you keep the heart in the middle position, the heart also can form the two equal parts. So that imaginary line I am saying. So here these forelimbs and hind limbs and girdles, pelvic girdle and pectoral girdles, these and all belongs to appendicular skeleton. Okay, then come to the axial skeleton. What are the structures are assembled in the axial skeleton? Skull is belongs to axial skeleton, vertebral column belongs to axial skeleton, and sternum, and then ribs. You know skull and vertebral column. Sternum and ribs, what are that? Ribs also you know. What is a sternum? If you are keeping your hand on the below the your neck, on the stomach place, above the stomach, below the neck, in between of the middle of the our chest, one bone is there, that is a sternum bone. Okay, that is sternum bone only giving the chance to ribs are attaching to the on ventral side. Okay, whatever it is. So here finally you have to remember axial skeleton. Axial skeleton is compound by the made up of skull, vertebral column, and sternum and rib cage. First of all, these 206 bones are categorized into the two parts. 80 bones are belongs to axial and 126 bones belongs to appendicular. So first partition started in 206. 80 belongs to axial, 126 belongs to appendicular. Now come to the axial skeleton 80. That axial skeleton 80 bones again subpartition by the skull. In skull 29 bones are there. In skull 29 bones are there. And then next vertebral column contains 26 bones, and sternum contains 1 bone. Then rib cage contains the 12 pairs, or simply we can say 24. Okay, this is the general. So you have to remember S is equal to 29 and vertebral column VC into 26 and sternum S 1 and rib cage 24. Now here these skull, if you take skull alone, okay, again skull is a composition of the several bones. That skull a composition of the cranial bones and facial bones. Cranial bones and facial. Cranial we called as a cranium we called as a skull, or cranium we called as a brain box. Okay, because of the cranium is a very strongest bone. So our brain is a very sensitive part. So that's why our brain needs something protection. Here, when the highly advanced organisms are developed with sensitive organs, that sensitive organs need some protection. Just think it, Nana. Here, amoeba, it's have anything protection. Amoeba is unicellular. Or when you coming to the next one, porifera organisms are having anything protection. So primitive organisms onwards, highly advanced organisms developmentation time, protection is the very most important. This is the time recall prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms. One of the protection layer only na, prokaryotic and eukaryotic both are similar. Some variations are there, that genetical material protection. In eukaryotic, nucleus is surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Prokaryotic does not protect it. So here protection is advanced character. Okay, that also applicable to our country itself. Okay, which countries are having the more protection? That countries are advanced. So whatever it is, here we are discussing about the cranial or skull we called as a box, brain box. Now these cranial and facial bones. Here cranial bones are 22 bones. 22 bones belongs to cranial and facial bones. What are that bones? See, Nana, cranium, just I will be showing the some of I will be explained by the orally. Just be imagine it, or after when you are listening of these video, just keep it textbook with you. Open this skeletal system. On the first page of the NCERT book, they given that this diagram, cranium diagram. Okay, so that cranium diagram, cranium part having the frontal bone. Frontal bone mean our forehead, nothing but forehead. So frontal flatted bone, frontal bone one, and parietal. If you are touch that your head in that above the frontal bone both sides, that is a parietal. Okay, cranial one, parietal two, and temporal. Temporal means above the ears. Your ears above place is there in a skull place. That is the temporal. Temporal two, and occipital one. Occipital is a very important. Backside, when you touch of our skull in the backside, it has something deep depression. Correct na? Deep depression. In that deep depression containing bone only, it is called as a occipital. Okay. Now this is the time our skull we call as a dicondylic skull. Dicondylic. You remember or not? A long time back, when I am explaining about the animal kingdom, mammals characteristics explanation time, from the fishes onwards, I said about the skull. Fishes onwards. Fishes skull monocondylic, amphibian skull monocondylic, like that. Mammalian skull belongs to dicondylic because of two occipits are there. Two occipital. Two occipits are both are jointed backside, that will be formed the dicondylic skull. Okay, that backside of the condyles, it has a small hole. That small hole only we call as a foramen muginum. If any possibility, upload one 3D dimensional app in that your mobile phone by skull, by skeletal system. In that you can see in that 3D dimensional images of the skull. The base of the skull, one hole is there. That hole only we called foramen muginum. That foramen muginum located nearby the dicondylic skulls, dicondyles, nearby the dicondyles. Why I said mean here cranium containing the 8 bones. That 8 bones, one is a frontal one, parietal 2, and temporal 2, occipital 1. Then in that occipital, 2 occipits are there. Based on 2 occipits, we called as a dicondylic skull. In the nearby the dicondylic skull, one hole is there. That hole we called as a foramen muginum. Through foramen muginum only, spinal cord will come to enter into the vertebral column. Okay, that you know, 10th standard you studied spinal cord, what it is a spinal cord. Nervous system time I will one more time I will explain. So occipital one, and then next sphenoid one, sphenoid one, then anthemoid one, anthemoid one. Along with these two our ears are having the 3 bones. Our ears are having the 3 bones. That 3 bones are incus, malus, stapes. I think next video time I will explain that. Incus, malus, stapes. Stapes is the smallest bone. Stapes is the smallest bone. Okay, so totally here in cranium 8 bones are there: frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital, and sphenoid, anthemoid. Here dichondal skull is a very important statement. 8 bones completed. Then facial bones. Facial bones are 14. What are pointer place paranga? Facial bones are 14. That facial bones are nasal, your nose. Nasal means nose. How many bones are there in nose? 2 bones. And maxillae, jaws are maxillae. How many jaws are there? 2. And then maxillae are 2. And zygomatic, it can't able to show, it is the inner part of our skull. Zygomatic 2. And lacrimal. Lacrimal glands are tears. When you are crying time, tears will come out. That orbits are there, our eye orbits corner lacrimal glands are there. Base of that lacrimal glands, lacrimal bone is there, that are 2. And palatine means somewhere you heard. Anybody remember that in the place of digestive system time, our buccal cavity top roof, it's containing with the pellet, correct now? When you touch that tongue, the soft pellet and hard pellet also is there. First hard, and then when you going the come out of back, soft pellet. That pellet made up of the 2, totally 14. Okay, see nana, inka still here. Nasal concave, respiratory system time I said nasal concave. So 2 nasal concaves and mandibular 1, vomer 1. These and all facial. Facial means which of the parts can able to seen by the front view of our face. Such a face containing these bones: nasal 2, maxillaris 2, zygomatic 2, lacrimal 2, and palatine 2, nasal concaves 2, and mandibular ones, vomer 1. Totally 14. 2, totally here 8, 10. Here 10, these 4, total 14. 14 plus 8, the total 22 bones in the skull over. Okay, then vertebral column. That vertebral column having the totally 26 bones. That vertebrae we called as a vertebrae. That totally we called vertebrae. These vertebrae are 26 vertebrae are given the name like this: cervical, and thoracic, lumbar, sacrum, and coxa. Cervical at base of neck from the skull base onwards, our neck origin, our neck containing the cervical. Cervicals, 7 cervicals. 7 here I didn't mention. Next time also I will draw these total tabular diagram, and the tabular diagram we will get it clarity. Cervicals are 7. Here important bones we have to remember, words. First cervical name atlas. First cervical name called atlas. Second cervical name axis. Atlas and axis. Atlas and axis. By the atlas and axis only pivotal joint will be made. What is the pivotal joint? 360 degrees rotational movement. Okay, of course our head we can't able to move 360, 180 degrees we can move, correct now? But that problem with the muscles, neck muscles, if it is free moving means our head can able to rotate the 360. So that's why here axis and atlas both are combined together to form the pivotal joint. Then cervicals are how many, nana? 7. First cervical name atlas, second cervical name axis. And thoracics are 12. thoracic region, you know thoracic region means our chest region we call as a thoracic region, and then lumbar, our stomach region back side, that is a lumbar, and sacrum, our anal place, containing place above sacrum, and coxal, it is a nearby the anal. So it is one. Why sir, here in the bracket you kept the 5 and 4 here? Once upon a time when we are embryonic developmentation time, these sacrum is 5 number of vertebrae, but adult formation time, these 5 sacrums are combined together to form the become a 1, only 1, and coxy, it is a 4 small vertebrae are combined together, 1 is made. Okay, so this is the thing. So totally vertebrae are vertebral column, 26 vertebral columns in the cervical, 7 thoracic, 12 lumbar, 5 and sacrum 1, coxal 1, totally 26, correct na? That a pivotal joint made up of the atlas and axis, in between the atlas and axis. Here combining of the all these things, it is a making the 80 number. Okay, so here skull is 29, vertebral column is 26, and sternum 1, and then ribs 24, along with these ear ossicles, 3 ossicles. So totally 3 pairs, 6 ear ossicles. Okay, that along with all these things, it is an axial skeleton made up of the 80 bones. Then next one, appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton made up of the 126. These 126 bones, 30 bones, one mean here 30 bones belongs to 4 limbs. Okay, that means 1 4 limb contain the 30, another 4 limb also nothing but hands. So here limbs is made up of the 30 bones, either 4 limbs or hind limbs. Totally there 120 completed. 4 limbs are 2, each 4 limb 30 bones, 30 60, as like hind limbs also 30, total 430s, 120. Still how many are remains? 6. That 6 are in the form of the pectoral and pelvic girdles. These point diagrammatic representation and what are the bone names in that 4 limbs and hind limbs you should have to remember. Board wise significant place nanna. Some of the questions will be come from these topic onwards. Okay, then finally 206 bones we have to count in our body. Up to now axial skeleton 80 bones completed. Here general counting completed, appendicular skeleton counting generally completed, but name itself we want to count. Okay, the next I will tell about occipitals, ear ossicles, and then appendicular skeleton, then up to that wait. Thank you.